What's Gucci, y'all mother lovers, y'all mother loving flippers? You know what I'm saying? There's another episode of, well, it is another episode. It's another episode of the Daily Opinion Fact Check, not checking no facts. And I'm doing this today 1 hour after a school shooting in Nebraska. I think 3 kids apparently have died, and then the shooter also passed away. Well, not was murdered, was taken down by the police. So yeah, whoever that is, don't give a no clout. Don't say his name. That's like, slow down with or stop school shootings and everything like that. Thing's crazy. 5 seconds for the passed away kids, I guess. All right. Well, hey, we're going to get on a lighter note, but yeah, hopefully this school shooter shit stops. I honestly thought it did, but apparently not. I thought they weren't supposed to be reporting on it anymore, honestly, but I heard my shit from Fox News, so apparently they still is doing that. The fuck is this? I'm trying to get to my page with all the information on the funsies that I got on here, but they trying to play with me. Damn. I swear to God, girls just want to wear the most goofiest looking shit and then just claim that it looks nice. It's like, no, it just looks stupid. Like I honestly try to get them to just wear a regular white shirt, like a form-fitting white shirt, and then just either some light blue jeans or some light blue shorts and then some white Keds with maybe a little gold chain or something like that somewhere. Simple ass outfit. If you a pretty girl, it's gonna work 100% out of 100% of the time. No dude is like, oh my God, I hope my girl has the most ridiculous fucking outfit on that calls the most attention to her. Cause it's not cute. It's just different. You know what I mean? And I don't know if girls really think that it looks cute, but dudes just look at it oh, okay, you just want attention. You know what I mean? Because it feels like that's the main shit with girls is that attention is the main shit. Because I know for myself, I'm I don't give a fuck about attention. I don't give a fuck about attention. I don't give a fuck if you think I look nice. As long as you treat me with respect, I'm straight. That's the only thing. But either way, fuck all that. Let's get to, and honestly, the main thing that I've been getting, I don't know where I was about to say. Let me just get on this shit. Stop trying to fucking, just go off the dome. Let's see. Bro, what is over my internet, son? Okay, here we go. All right. Boom, 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 boom. We getting to it. So this is an ode to the motherfucking rent prices getting crazy. Blackstone Group purchased thousands of San Diego's affordable housing units in 2021, then raised rent for some units between 43 and 64% in just 2 years. Okay, so that means if you stayed there for 2 years, you could have gotten the house for $1,000, or not a house, I'm sorry, apartment for $1,000. And by the time that you move out, it's either $1,400 or it's between $1,400 and $1,600. That is fucking absurd. It is absurd, and I feel like we need to do something. The government needs to pass something for us, regular ass people, because this is ridiculous. How in the fuck is this even? I don't see how this is even legal. I really don't. But I don't know. Again, they're just in the business of making money. So it's hey, but that's the thing. We still got to live somewhere. So I guess it's just hey, if the landlords want to charge more, they can charge more. If you can't do it, then fuck it. But it's you understand that this is going to affect so many other facets of American life, because we're not going to be able to, if we are spending fucking so much money just trying to live, literally just trying to have a place that we don't have to feel the rain or the wind, you know what I'm saying? It's bro, this shit got to be done up. It got to be done in some place. But you know what we need to do? But that's the thing. People are so fucking greedy, because I was thinking if you just gave it to a regular person, if a regular person were to come in and then buy a housing unit, everyone thinks that their job is the hardest and they working over the next person. They working more than the next person, but getting paid the same. I don't remember who said it, but someone was yeah, everyone is overworked and underpaid. That's just the thought process. If you're working, that's the same thing with parents. You could just have you could have an alcoholic dad that didn't give a fuck about you, never dealt with you, barely talked to you, would beat his wife and shit. And then when you see him when he's 50 years old, and you're out of the house or whatever, and now he wants to get a good relationship with you. He's like, I did the best that I could. It's like, motherfucker, was that really the best that you could do? Being an alcoholic work, and it's like you had a blue collar job or whatever the fuck, a white collar job. Like you wasn't doing that. You was a paper pusher. It's not a stressful gig, yo. Like I did the best that I could for y'all. Everything I did was for you. It's like, no, you cheated on mom plenty of times. Like you're a fucking liar, bro. And it's funny because I'm at the age now where my mom is. Well, she's been pressuring me for like fucking 5 years to have kids, and I'm like, I could have sworn whenever I was coming up, it was just all about it's so difficult having kids and it's so fucking crazy and so hard, and it's like, I'm like, why the fuck would I put myself through that right now? Why would I put myself through that? That would be dumb. Like if someone was like, yo, like having cancer is like not the shit. This shit really hurts and it costs a lot of money. And then later on, they're like, do you plan on getting cancer? It's like, no, I don't fucking why the fuck would I do that? Like, it's retarded. That would be retarded of me to do. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't use that word. Mentally insane for me to do. It would be really stupid for me to do. But hey, when they want kids though, they're gonna tell you to do whatever. Well, it was difficult, but it was well worth it. Yeah, I know, but let me get established first. What the fuck? But yeah, either way, the fuck was I talking about? Housing. Yeah, houses. Because I was thinking like if an average person were to go out and just buy like a large unit, or if everyone that would be the only way to do it, is everyone came together, bought a unit, and then they determined their own pricing. It's like, hey, our mortgages, let's say, I don't fucking know, you got a 10-unit house just for easiness sake, and then, I don't know, you rent out to each other for like $800, and then you're like, okay, well, this covers the mortgage, and this also covers like any property tax that we have accumulating. So no one's getting fucked in this. And we can live here for as long as we want. And if we move out, then, we have to just bring new people in on it. They also pay $800, and then everything is copacetic. Everyone's happy and everything's going fine. But that's the main shit, is that like, it's just, you need somewhere to live. People need places to live. People need food. So it's like if you raise the prices on these things, people still need it. So they still got to buy it, even though it's just going to hurt like other industries that are non-essential, like entertainment. Entertainment's probably going to get dumb cheap because right now entertainment's going up. YouTube raised its prices. Netflix raised its prices. I'm like, who the fuck is the main motherfucker that's raising all the prices? There has to be a person at the top or maybe it's at the bottom, like the base price for shit. Because obviously if wood raises prices, that means that the contractor has to raise the prices. That means that whoever is buying the house or whatever that's getting the contractor has to raise it. Like the developer has to raise the prices. And then that means the end user, which is us, is going to have to pay more because the wood price went up. You know what I mean? And it's going to trickle down because I believe most price raises are due off of percentages. So let's say the fucking tree people raise it by 10%. That means that when it gets to the contractor don't just account for the tree prices or whatever. They're also going to raise the price because of labor. They're going to be like, well, the total cost of the project was supposed to be $100,000. Now it's $110,000. We're going to raise our labor costs by that 10% also. I don't know if it's going to be 10% 1-to-1. Whatever. I think I went over this again. Either way, we're getting fucked at some point. Shit got to change. But it's difficult. It's really difficult. And I don't know who to talk to about it. I don't think anyone really does, because one thing that really killed me when I started growing up, there's a lot of things that's opening my eyes. But one thing that really killed me growing up was just like, you always think someone understands what the fuck is happening. Like when you're a kid, you talk to your mom about something or your dad about something, they'll be like, yeah, okay, well, the president's the one that makes the choices, and then, and then whatever the fuck. And then you're like, okay, that makes sense. So the president's like the big guy. And then when you start growing up, like by the time you hit high school, people are like kind of getting onto it. And then they're like, yeah, the president's just like a talking box. Really, there's Illuminati in the background that's actually controlling the world. And you're like, oh shit, it's like a secret society. And then you get into college, and then it's like, yeah, there's probably not a good there's not a good reasonable expectation that the Illuminati is controlling the world because shit is in so much fucking chaos. Well, not so much anymore, but shit's just in chaos. So then you're like, oh, like kind of the same way as religion. Like no one really knows what happens. Like they don't know what happens when you die. You know what I mean? They don't know what happens. Like Joe Rogan would say some shit like your brain like pulses out DMT and you go into a whole nother dimension and shit and fuck around. Other people is God, other people is Hindu, other people is reincarnation. No one really knows, right? So I think the whole thing with the government is just like, hey, we like to come up with different theories, but in the end, what I honestly believe, and obviously I don't know this, but it's just like it's a loose group of folks that are together that are the heads of governments. I don't doubt that there might be like some people in the background, but I feel like we know the majority of the actual heads that can make those changes. But they can be swayed by money or power, you know? So it's not just the heads of the government, but it's also like large corporations are in charge. The heads of governments are in charge. You know, individuals are in charge, you know what I mean? Or individuals such as like, you know, people with a lot of power. I don't really know who that is. I think those are the people that can most easily kind of blend into the background and not do too much. Just because it's like, hey, we only want power with other people that have power. We don't give a fuck if like we don't need to be Elon Musk where everyone knows us and we're a celebrity. Like we're cool walking outside, you know, people knowing that we're wealthy, but not on how large of a scale we're fucking wealthy, you know? And I think it's like that where no one really knows what's going on, but we're just kind of trudging and, you know, you got to give things and you got to take things based off of like, okay, we can't just like poison an entire community of middle class folks because they might know some rich people that could get us fucked up. So we got to do it to poor income homes. Hopefully it doesn't become like a newsworthy article. And if it does, then we have to back off. And then someone might be mad on the other end that paid us money to do it. But then we can't look bad because we want to get reelected. And if we fall out of the whole politician movement, then that means that it destroys all the power that I've gained up throughout the year. So it's just like a bunch of bullshit, but there's no real like head of Illuminati telling people like, hey, George Bush, you now need to fly planes into the fucking White House or whatever. I don't think it's anything like that. It couldn't be. It would be way too cohesive. And the way that most government shit works, it's not cohesive at all. Motherfucking Mexico, they were saying like, you know, they would, what was it, like 60%, at some point, 60% of the cartel, 60% of the people, Mexican police or whatever were affiliated with the cartel in some way, which is like being paid off or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. That all came from just the fucking Blackwatch or whatever it is. Blackstone Group. Okay, but yeah, that's my theory on it. Another one, Kyrie ejected a fan. I just want to know what this fan said. They don't really go into it. Let's see if we can find something. Because it's probably just something racist. Everyone's saying that it's soft and everything, but also I'm like, because I think LeBron kicked somebody else out too. Not this week, but this was a few months ago. But he was also saying shit like about his kids and everything. It's like, yeah, if you're going to, you know, taunt and do shit like that, I feel like you need to keep it about the game. Don't go into people's lives. Like that's a little bit intrusive. Like no one wants to be at work and then I can't say no one. I know personally, I don't want to fucking be at work and niggas talking about my real life. I'm like, get the fuck away from my desk. You can't say that because then you look hostile or whatever the fuck. But it's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't know you as a person. I don't chill with you outside of work. Why the fuck are we talking? Unless you got some work shit to tell me about, get the fuck out of my face. Like, that's the main shit. That's the main thing, right? So yeah, I don't know. Just like if you go to a game, that doesn't mean you can just say whatever you want to these people because they're celebrities. It's like, no, if you're out of line, because imagine you should talk to the players as if they're a person standing in the front of the line, standing in line with you to either go to the bathroom or get some food, you know, at the stadium. Because like you wouldn't tap the guy on the shoulder in front of you and be like, hey, your mom's a whore. Because that would just be a crazy thing to do, right? You would be like, I don't even know. Yo, that looks like a shitty hot dog. Like something that pertains to it. You know what I mean? Not just some random mean shit to just, try to fuck them up or whatever. Because I mean, I don't know. Because if you're watching, I feel like if you're watching a sporting event, you are still included within that sportsmanship role. You know what I mean? Like the same way that if someone like has an unsportsmanship like demeanor, not demeanor, what's a word? Like does an unsportsmanlike action. It's like I hate when shit like that happens because it irks me. I'm like, this is just a regular sport. Like, just chill out. But like the audience also has to be incorporated in that sportsman-like role. It's like keep it to sports if we're doing shit like that. Still, I'd love to know what he said to Kyrie, this fan that got kicked out. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I mean the same way that Kyrie was riding for like the whole Jewish thing, I didn't agree with it. I didn't agree that he should have been the one put on blast. Like Jeff Bezos 100% should have been the one put on blast. It's like you're going to get mad the guy that's just like showing you something versus the guy that's selling it. That's like a nigga being like, hey, the police looking at somebody being like, hey, I know where you can get weed at. And then they arrest him, but then the weed dealer is just sitting there, sitting pretty out in the open, So I'd love to know what he said, but I don't think we'll ever figure it out. It seemed like a very minor story. No one gave a fuck about it. Ooh, this one's a toughie. And it's going to take a minute. So Johnathan Majors, U.S. Army BRU. Okay, so pretty much Johnathan Majors was arrested because his girlfriend came forward and said he was beating her or physically assaulted her. Maybe not beating. I don't know what the difference is, but it's the same difference to me. So yeah, God damn it, nigga. See, I don't know if anyone ever watched this, but it was Lovecraft Country. I love Lovecraft Country. Like maybe the first half of Lovecraft Country I loved, and then this back half I was like, it's getting a little bit too weird for me. But still, it was a great show. I encourage you to watch it. It was starring Johnathan Majors, pretty much like it's like a fantasy sci-fi sort of, like it's very strange, very good. Really liked it. Wish it had a second season, but they canceled it. And Johnathan Majors is also in the new Ant-Man 2 movie, which is crazy. And then also in the Ant-Man 2 and Creed 3 with the fucking Michael B. Jordan guy. It's funny because I had no clue he was in Creed 3. And I was like, why the fuck are they taking these pictures? Those black and white pictures. I was like, why are they doing these like weird pictures? But number one, I still don't know why they really did it like that. That would make me uncomfortable as a person, but maybe they're just cool with that shit. And again, cool. I'm pretty sure both of these guys aren't gay. They just did interesting pictures, and maybe I'm not as open with myself as they are. Not saying nothing about it. I'm just saying I wouldn't have did nothing like that. Well, actually, I can't even say that because if they were like, "Hey, we'll give you $10 million to do the show," I'd be like, "Oh yeah, get up closer, nigga." Get up closer. Let's see, but yeah, I'm gonna see if I can actually read this. I usually don't read the things, but. So Priya Woof, their name is crazy. Major's lawyer confirmed to BuzzFeed News that the woman in question has recanted her statement about being physically assaulted. Furthermore, Chaudhry says that there's video evidence which will prove Johnathan Majors' incident. Oh, damn. That's crazy. Woman who originally said she was assaulted by Majors was having an emotional crisis to which she was taken out of the hospital yesterday. Okay, good stuff. Very good stuff. Because at first when I heard this shit, I was like, man... Because I don't know, you hear about shit happen all the time where someone like breaks in because if you're Johnathan Majors and you're a fucking Marvel villain, like, probably hero would be the better one. There's a little bit more pay, a little bit more on that front end. But you're a Marvel villain, TV shows, and in like large AAA movies as a black man, like you're doing very well for yourself. And why would you go and fuck it up? Hitting some girl for no fucking reason. I don't care what she says to you. Just say, yo, I'm fucking a millionaire, you dirty bitch. I'm getting out of here. I'm out the relationship. I make dumb money. I can buy you in an instant. I'm gonna fuck 5 other hoes a day that look exactly like you. And they got better temperament and better pussy. Fuck you, meme. But yeah. But he didn't hit her, so it doesn't matter. But initially, that's what I was thinking because it seems like when people get money, they just think they can do whatever they want. And then that's when they start getting in trouble with hitting folks and doing drugs and thinking they can, do whatever the fuck they want to without, with no repercussions, right? So I thought that initially that's what he was doing. But if it comes out that she was just dating a crazy bitch, then it happens, bro. It happens to the best of us. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you a rich dude and you probably find some freaky little good looking girl. You're like, oh yeah, I'm about to wipe this up. And she turns out to be crazy and then wants to do fucked up shit. That's crazy. If he has video evidence, I fully endorse him suing her if they really have video evidence on that shit. I'm like, yeah, this bitch is crazy. I deserve to get money off of this. She tried to besmirch my name because they said that they were going to pull ad campaigns that he did for the army before the thing. Yeah. I mean, because I thought there was going to be a whole like Johnny Depp sort of thing when I just read that, where it was just kind of like, hey, we're going to stop everything we're going to stop everything that you're in until after you're done with your trial and everything like that, because at first when Disney did that, I was like, man, that's fucked up because you don't know if that person is legit or not. Because you know what, I'm going to move on to a different subject. Number one, Jonathan Majors, hopefully he really didn't do it. Really hope he does the best. He's been a great actor so far. I want to see the Ant-Man 2, but everyone says it was a piece of dog shit, so I'm kind of scared to watch it. But, and the dude has a great body. Motherfucker works out like every day, it seems like, or something. Works out too much. But, yeah. But for real, he should be able to sue her for shit that she could have fucked up in his life, such as like, hey, bro, I had these army ads. She was got to get that shit pulled. I guess that's the only thing for right now. I don't know if he has any future movies that were halted. I'm like, anything that she could have fucked up, she needs to give me money for that in order to stop people from fucking putting out. And that's a false police report too. You know what I'm saying? She needs to put out she needs to have a public apology or something. No one knows who this girl is, but the only thing that we need to know is that when we look her name up, that she will lie on you for no reason or to just fuck you over in the short term. You know what I mean? Because that was the thing. She literally only had like one night of like, oh my gosh, Jonathan Majors could have beat his girlfriend. And then the very next day, actually he didn't. There's video evidence he didn't. Like, when I look up your name, it should be you try to fuck someone over for no reason because you were upset in emotional distress. Okay, then. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. I'd love to hear any stories that anyone has about being in emotional distress and trying to fuck people's lives over. You can send that to the Daily Opinion Podcast at gmail.com. Or feel free to follow me on TikTok or Instagram. And my YouTube is fucking popping, bro. My YouTube is really fucking popping right now. So hit me up. Hit me up. I'll read your shit. I'll read it online. I'll say your name. I'll say what's up. I'll say hey. I should make a Patreon. I think that's what I'm going to do today, too. I'll make a Patreon. Maybe not. All right, y'all. Hey, other than that, stay safe. Love the people around you. Don't be a dickhead. And, treat people with respect and don't be a fucking asshole. And also don't be in so much emotional distress that you want to destroy someone's career. All right, peace.